witchy things is, to me, is literally just women's empowerment. It's just like going against like mundane normal reality. So in my eyes, like everybody's a witch, you know. I'm about to launch this summit and we're calling it like the season of the witch. And I was thinking, let's just name everybody like what witch they are, right? And so I'm like, okay, we can have a love witch or a money witch or a green witch or this and that, kitchen witch. And, you know, they're all going to teach their specialties and stuff like that. But it's like to me, like a witchy woman is first of all someone who's like deeply connected to their intuition. That's one thing. Also a woman who is like, not a woman, I say like woman, but I also mean like genderless, and whoever wants to identify with whatever, I don't really care. I don't really have time for labels, but I'm also just like saying that for the ease of communication. But yeah, like a person who wants to connect to the cycles of life. So someone who wants to connect to the seasons, to the stars, to magic and manifestation, right? To me, that's what a witch does, is words are spells. That's the name of my podcast, is like we're literally casting out energy with our words. So when we believe certain thoughts that the universe isn't just happening to us, but we actually have a co-relationship with it, and I think then that's what a mystical person is, or a witchy woman is someone who is like, you know, feels the energy in crystals, or receives messages from tarot cards, or is really interested in astrology, or, you know, stares into the clouds and, you know, feels like clear on her truth of something. It's like there's this mystical nature about being feminine. There's this intuitive experience that like the men don't really have. Like some of them do, obviously, but there's something that's literally in the feminine. Like we are Mother Earth, so the more we can connect with that, then the more we reclaim our witchy nature and become witches, essentially.
I love how you said we are Mother Earth, because we literally create life in our bodies if we choose. That's super powerful. And I loved also how you said, you know, the universe doesn't just like happen to us, it's this co-creation. And I'm really passionate about helping people to take responsibility for their part to play in what they're calling in. And I have definitely found like the pendulum test, astrology, tarot cards, and just my witchy skills to really get me through some really tough life circumstances. You know, I was in a place where my relationship wasn't working, it didn't feel aligned, my soul was living in Bali and I was stuck in England, and I was like, is this the right thing to do? You know, 5 years being with the same person but not thriving, you know, it's quite a big anchor to be able to pull yourself out of. And I remember like speaking to a psychic and using every single tool in my tool belt, and I'm so grateful that I had all of those witchy things in my toolkit to be able to use. So what are some of the tools that people can implement to make decisions, or to really just anchor in their communication to the universe?
Yeah, I love this so much, because what you just described to me is the witchy woman lifestyle, right? It's the thing about witchcraft and being magical is like, it's not a skill that you can learn. It's literally like a lifestyle choice. And once you say, yes, this is like how I want to live my life, then you can't really go back. So yeah, I feel like there's so much in the realm of spirituality that it can sometimes get overwhelming. So I always say, like, you know, to strengthen your connection to the universe, just in the most like basic fundamental way, like, you know, if someone who has never done any spiritual work or anything, like never gone to a yoga class or anything, like meditation and breath is going to sound like quite stupid or quite like unnecessary, but I do think there needs to be like a practice of calming the mind and of harnessing the mind and of witnessing like the thoughts that are coming in, and like really questioning the narrative of societal constructs and what you believe is possible for yourself. And that can come through meditation, that can come through breath, that can come through certain books, you know, that can come through presence. But that is definitely like number one for me. And this is also going to sound really cheesy, but one of the quickest ways to connect to source, or just like fast passing to like talk to the universe, is by being in gratitude. Gratitude for some reason has this like magnification of our existence, and it just like allows like the presence and the humanness to just like flow through. But in terms of other things, like, you know, I think it's really important to just see what, you know, what you're interested in. So if you're like, yeah, tarot cards could be cool, or I was always good at card games or something, 'cause that was my thing. I was always good at like memorizing like cards and stuff like that. And so it's like just going towards different things and trying them, right? Like if crystals have always been really beautiful to you, like maybe you find out that certain crystals have certain energies, and, you know, maybe you resonate with that, or you take a crystal home and you charge it with your power, and then every time you see that crystal, you have that crystal reminds you of your power. Or, you know, you learn astrology, and if you're like, that's too much, then, you know, you can just find a teacher, or you can find a course, like I'm right here, or there's tons of astrologers out there, you know. Or oracle cards, or, you know, dancing and sexuality, or, you know, maybe offering your blood to the earth and giving a prayer, or, you know, there's just like ways of rerouting, you know. It's there, I could just talk forever about that. Like, what about, you know, your local plants? Do you know about your local plants? Do you know what's in the neighborhood? Like, how do you feel around different seasons? You know, what do you feel when you see the moon? How does that like change and shift with you? Do there's just like so many things. And I think like the way to get started is just to like pick a few things and have it just be really fun and really interesting.